What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back with a video. And today's video is actually something not a lot different than normal. I'm sorry I haven't been doing a lot of videos. Sorry to my subscribers for almost 2 months. I just been busy with real life stuff and work and things like that. So I just want to kind of give you guys out the way. I haven't really been doing as much anime reviews because Bleach was the main one I really was passionate about what I wanted to do. The other animes I kind of didn't want to do it. So I felt like this was something I feel like it's more fresh and something that's more on my mind. So I'm going to do this particular video. And I'll probably do another video eventually in the future talking about the downfall of that Marvel MCU and how they really crash and burn after Endgame. I think that'll be a whole separate video. But I just really want to make this more of a box office discussion about the Marvels or Captain Marvel 2, whatever they keep calling it, right? My thing with the Captain Marvel movie, and again, it goes back to a whole nother thing with Phase 4, Phase 5, and how their movies have been really, really bad. And on top of that, it's people say it's superhero fatigue. I think it's really bad movie fatigue, if you really want to be honest. I think you put out so much crappy superheroes, including Marvel and DC. Even if you want to add Sony with their Sonyverse, whatever it is, or Villainverse, whatever it is. So it's a combination of multiple things, not just Marvel. It's also Marvel and DC and even Sony Spider-Verse and things like that. So there's other factors. And another thing is people saying, oh my god, the movie bombed. Why did the Marvels, why did Brie Larson, why did all this happen? First of all, let's keep it honest, right? This is the first, how did it happen? Let's be honest. They went woke. Let's keep it honest, right? Someone who's a comic book Marvel fan, I have to be specific, a Marvel comic book fan, they did this crazy woke feminist, woke feminist agenda BS back in 2015 during the Marvel comic book era. So when I saw they're going to do the same route, and you got to realize, Marvel has decades and decades of stories that they can tell from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s, but they went straight into the 2015s, and this is where we're at, you feel me? So that's one reason why a lot of YouTubers and people like me who are hardcore Marvel comic book fans, when they say, we instead of doing this in the comics because he keeps on failing, let's put it in the big blockbuster live action movies, and we got Disney Plus, let's put all that crazy agenda garbage, whatever you want to call it, woke, whatever it is, put it in the movies and TV shows, live action, we'll make $1 billion. We'll just keep having millions of subscribers each and every quarter. And I'm like, y'all did this in the comics, and now you're doing it in live action, and guess what? Now it's going to the same exact route as the comics. They're crashing and burning, even in the comic book stores right now. A lot of comic book stores, because of DC and Marvel's, antics, a lot of them are shutting down, which means less money for DC and Marvel and the comic book writers and things like that. A lot of them are shutting down. And now you're doing the same thing, but with the box office. A lot of movie theaters are not doing as hot. The studios, a lot of it's their fault as well, because you told everyone during COVID, don't go to the movie theaters, just stay at home and stream. And now you kind of kill the habit and making people... Now the thing is, they relied on subscription money. To me, a lot of it was stupid. Okay, you're going to rely on streaming subscription money rather than box office revenue. You realize how ignorant and stupid that is? I'm just saying, Hollywood, I feel like they're incredibly stupid with money. I'm just going to be honest, right? And the Marvels is just an example. With Brie Larson antics, how she said, I don't want a 40-year-old white dude tell me what to do about A Wrinkle in Time and Ghostbusters and all that. Back in, 2018 or whatever it is. Brie Larson, the white men were going to come back and clap back. Let's just say that, right? Your movie did really... This sequel, whatever they're trying to call it, it did bad. It did worse than The Incredible Hulk back in 2008. And you also got to realize, right? Ticket prices now are $16, $17. Back in the 2008 era with The Incredible Hulk, ticket in terms of inflation was $7.18. So you are doing worse in a time where the tickets are a lot more expensive, and Incredible Hulk had way less tickets in terms of the prices, and you made less than The Incredible Hulk. What does that tell you, Marvel? What does that tell you, Disney? You guys are messing up. And honestly, and I even told my mom and my dad, even my friends about this, I don't think Marvel can come back. I don't think Disney could come back. I think they've destroyed the brands. I think they destroyed Star Wars. Pixar is dead. I think a lot of their brands Disney has completely tainted, have pretty much destroyed. And now with Loki not doing as well and things like that, because you got to realize, with the streaming shows, you can hide the numbers. But with the box office, that's what I love about the box office, you can't hide the numbers. We see it. We see that Marvel's dead. And the problem is this movie is doing worse than The Flash and Black Adam and all these other DC movies and Marvel movies. So you're not going to make any money off of this. And the budget supposedly, again, this movie got reshot like 5 times. They got delayed a bunch of times. This movie cost like over $300 million. And the marketing is like $150 million because I saw them actually promote on Monday Night Football. Even when I was driving, I saw billboards of the Marvels and things like that. So that's probably like $150 million marketing budget. So add that, it's like $450 million altogether. They might not even make back. I was reading articles, like financial articles. I put a few of them, like 1 or 2 of them below the video. They might not even make back their budget. That's crazy. You're not even gonna make $300 million. I thought at least we'll make like $400 million, $500 million at best. And it just shows you that Captain Marvel has Carol Danvers. She's never been popular. Miss Marvel's never been popular. Their comics have gotten canceled and rebooted like 20, 30 times. So when this happened in live action, I'm not surprised. And even if you read the demographics and stuff like that, right? Mostly, it was, I'll try to make the exact demographic. It was like 65% men who went to go see this movie and 35% women. And if you realize the demographic who liked it was 30 women that are 25 and older. But you also got to realize that you got to understand, someone like me who's a comic book guy, women do not like superheroes like that. Let's just keep it honest. I'm not saying not all women don't, but I'm just saying from a demographics perspective, they're not the ones who are into superheroes like that. And then he said, this movie's supposed to be about 14 girls and women and stuff like that. But the problem is they ain't showing up for that. They're showing up for Barbie. They're showing up for Taylor Swift. They're showing up for different things. And superheroes just appeal more to guys, just in terms of like the appeal and the way the structure is and the franchises. It appeals to men. Let's just keep it honest, right? And even, I'm telling you this, someone personally as me, right? When I was a kid, the only time I seen a girl at the comic book store, unless she's in behind the counter selling it as an employee. That's the only time you see a chick at a comic book store. They never came to this stuff. So when you're trying to make a girl power feminist, Powerpuff Girl, whatever you're trying to do, right? And it bombs, and it's mostly towards the brand is a boy male brand, which is Marvel, and you try to make it for girls, this is what happens. 47 million, and it's even worse. It's 100, like overseas. If you add it all together, it's 110 million worldwide. And you gotta realize next week you gonna have the Hunger Games movie with Rachel Zegler. That's a whole nother bag of worms. I mean, she's a billion times worse than Brie Larson. I'm not gonna sit here and try to front with you with the Snow White controversy and all that. That's gonna come out next week, and the Marvels is probably gonna have like a 70% drop at least. Maybe higher than that. Because again, like everyone who wanted to see it saw it this week. And next week, boom, it's going to crash like the Titanic. It is. The movie's going to crash and burn. And I think Disney and Marvel, they're done. I think Hollywood's even done, right? Because even anime right now, they have a Terminator's anime. They have a John Wick anime. Like, Hollywood's going to the anime and gaming route. Zelda got announced for a live-action movie. So, I just personally... Super Mario did very well. So, my personal opinion, I feel like Hollywood is losing to anime and gaming. And I think that's going to be the future going forward. Because comic book movies or live-action comic book movies is not the bread and butter that's going to make everyone go back to the theaters like that. I'm not saying there's never going to be superhero movies ever again. That's not going to be the main thing that throws people in the box office. And another thing is what I want to discuss, because we already know how bad this Marvel movie has done in terms of box office. Another thing people don't want to address is that Disney, Lucasfilm, Warner Brothers, DC, all these other Hollywood studios, right? They try to take these nerd franchises like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, Star Wars, and try to make it for general audiences and everyday regular people, rather than appeal to the hardcore nerds who grew up with the comic books, watched the cartoons, played the games, played the figures. Like, you're appealing to people who are not passionate about geek and nerd culture like that. They don't care about this stuff like that. Only reason why they jump into it right now because, especially with anime and video games, because it's making billions of dollars and it has a lot of hype on Twitter and TikTok and Twitch and social media. So the normies are running around jumping on that. And you gotta realize with general audiences, normies, they only go what's popular. They only go what really is. To me, general audiences, normies, they're worse than gold diggers. Because at least a gold digger can tell you straight up, I'm only here with them. I'm only with you with the money. Normies, general audiences, act like they like it and they really don't. They're really two-faced with it, right? So when Disney and Warner Brothers and Comcast try to appeal to people who really don't have any heart and passion and soul into this nerd culture stuff, you're losing billions of dollars. And I think they're going to continue losing billions of dollars until their mindsets start changing. And I think eventually where it's like, someone like me is like, okay, if they appeal to the general audience, they'll have more of a worldwide, broad appeal. But the problem is, when you have times like this where the Marvels and the normies and general audiences jump onto the anime and video game stuff, guess what? You're losing billions of dollars, and now you're going to be in debt, and debt, and debt, and debt, and debt. And y'all would never have been debt if you would appeal to people like me. But the problem with them is that they spent $300 million around these big blockbuster nerd franchises. They spent like $300 million and they have to make $1 billion to make profit. So you guys put yourself in a situation, Hollywood, even Wall Street, where you have to go with the normies and the normies are not rocking with you and they're going with the other nerd property stuff that they like or that's popular and trending. And I don't think you can get that audience again. I just don't think so. And that's something I just have to address because I feel like a lot of people are not going to address that part because you want to try to pander to people who don't like it and who really don't like it and rather appeal to people like me who do like it. So that's the thing with that. So again, that's pretty much my video. I know this is kind of rant, but I don't care. I feel like I have to talk about this. Captain Marvel 2, Brie Larson, Disney, Marvel, they're done. The numbers show. And I don't think they could come back. They could push back Deadpool 3, Captain Falcon, whatever it is, Thunderbolts, or whatever they're trying to do, Secret Wars, Avengers. It's not going to make money. You lost the normies, you lost the general audience, you lost the hardcore comic book fans, and now you only have your MCU people who care about it. They'll show up for the first week and they'll crash and burn the second week. So again, that's pretty much it. Tell me what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Peace. Have a great day and take care and have a great night.